Morning, Abotai, Chanukah Sameach. Now that we've been zocheh to complete the mitzvah of Adlakat Ner Chanukah, the poskim discuss, now that we're about to put the Chanukiah away, what do we do with all the leftover oil and wicks that were designated for the mitzvah? So first of all, it's important to note that leftover oil and wicks, we're not talking about what's left over in the bottle or wicks that are in the box. That's not considered designated for the mitzvah. Whatever was used, was actually lit, and is now left over, that's what the poskim discuss. What happens now to that? The halacha is that those oil and wicks that are left over from the mitzvah of Adlakat Nerot Chanukah retain kedusha. And therefore, since they have kedusha, you're not allowed to use them for any other purpose. You have to make them, like the language of Maran Shulchan Aruch, osela medura bifnei atzmo v'sorfa. You make it its own fire, you burn it unto itself with no alternate necessity. You don't use it for anything else. Now there's a machlok at the poskim. According to Marana Bet Yosef, the halacha is clear. Once the candles have burnt for half hour or more, there is no more kedusha in the oil and wicks, and you can use them for whatever you want. Nevertheless, there are other poskim that say that if they have lit, even if they've lit for half an hour, the halacha is that they still retain kedusha, and you still have to make its own fire. That is the halacha according to others. La halacha, we follow Marana Bet Yosef. Nevertheless, some are machmir and make medura b'fnei atzmo, even when that is the case. Now, there's a minhag that the Ben Ish Chai brings down that since they were used for one mitzvah, we should preferably use it for another mitzvah. Losing battle. Anyway, in any event, once it's used for one mitzvah, you use it for another mitzvah. Since it was used for the mitzvah of Ner Chanukah, it is customary to save the oil and wicks from Chanukah, whether or not it's lasted for half an hour, and use it to throw into the fire of Srefat Chametz on Erev Pesach. Some people do the same thing with their lulavim and aravot in order to continue its use for another mitzvah. Have a wonderful day and Chanukah Sameach.